Monday, April 13th, 2020. Linda here, surveying the storm damage. Last night we had a lot of wind. And as you can see, my weed barrier landscape fabric is all over the place. It didn't blow completely away, but it's pretty messed up. I did order the pins that are a little bit bigger than the ones I had to hold it down a little better, but I got an empty envelope and the post office marked that they had received it as an empty package. So I contacted the company and their customer service got right back to me, and they are sending me out some more. In the meantime though, it is cold and windy out here. Not a very pleasant middle of April. We're only 2 days away from our average last frost date, and it looks like right on the 15th we may get down pretty cold. The prediction is for 34, and it's going to be iffy, but you can see that up here where I set the squash out and over there I had put down some row cover. Most of it did stay in place, but I see part of it is blown off, and so I'm going to have to fix that too. But I don't think I want to do that right now because it is wet and cold and windy, and my hands don't function very well in those conditions, and it's not freezing, so I think they'll be okay for now. I also brought all my plant starts up and put them back in the mini greenhouse frame. I didn't put the cover back on, but I did throw a row cover over it, so it's got a blanket, and I've pinned that down because it was all blown off this morning too. And so you can see I had a little more than what would fit in there, so I've put everything under this row cover, and so far it's been okay. I'm just a little worried about the wind whipping them around today. And like I said, it may freeze again at least one more time, so that's disappointing. But we'll take precautions and hope for the best. The strawberries are looking happy though, and I see blooms. Wow, that's pretty great. That guy looks okay in spite of being blown around and frozen. Well, almost frozen. Peas and garlic and peas all look fine. I'm not going to walk over there because it's really muddy. We did get quite a bit of rain, which is actually good for the corn and the beans that I planted, provided they don't get too cold. It's Wednesday, April 15th, and although April 15th is our last average frost date, last night we got a big one. When I got up this morning, my thermometer said 26 degrees, and the ground was covered with frost. It's warmed up to about 45 now, and I'm going to uncover this greenhouse and hope that I still have plants left. Well, they're alive. Some of them look a little worse for wear, but I suspect that might be because they got very dried out in the wind. My Cherokee tan came through. I did think about bringing it in the house, but it was after it was already dark and really cold out here last night, so I didn't. And I'm very happy to see that this made it through. Melons in there, Cinderella pumpkin. This kid has been trying to escape for a couple of days now. She doesn't realize how cold it is out here. Okay, we've got tomatoes, melons, more tomatoes, pumpkins. These are the swamp rose, those hibiscus seeds that my dad gave me. The peppers came through fine. squash, and even the giveaway plants over there look like they all made it. And look at this. Look at this. That's a pawpaw sprout. Okay, greenhouse is a go. I'm very relieved, and I do know how lucky I am that all of these things made it through this cold night. Now I have to go check on the stuff that's in the ground. Well, I think my basil is gone, y'all. I do have other seeds though, and I'll replant. That's fine. Chamomile did okay. Got some leaf shards in there. The wind really blew a lot of the leaves off the trees. I was pretty worried about these guys, so let's see how they did. Oh, they don't look so hot. They don't look so good at all. However, I do still see some green in there, so they might bounce back. If not, I'll replant. I just had hoped to get a couple of weeks head start on those, but I guess that's not to be. The new strawberries didn't seem to mind it at all. Radishes, lettuce, cabbage, all okay. I think this lettuce has actually grown more during the cold than it did when it was warmer. I ought to be harvesting that big one pretty soon. It's starting to look really, really delicious. The greens are also growing. They're still hard to see because they're pretty small. But they are bigger than they were the last time I looked at them. Peas don't care if it freezes or not. Oh my goodness. My gourd plants took a whooping. I think some of them will bounce back. I hope they'll bounce back because some of these guys need a really long growing season. And that's the reason I started them inside in the first place. And I got a little anxious and I put them outside. Too early, obviously. So that'll be a note for the notebook, and then I will know next year to just hold my horses. Parsley didn't care, it didn't faze it at all. Oh, this poor little feller. This one actually looks like it might bounce back. So the ones that are still here look a lot like this. And they look like they have a shot at bouncing back. So I'll see. And of course I think if they do bounce back, it's going to set them back to the same point where the ones in the greenhouse are. I had hoped these might get a head start, so maybe a week or two earlier I would be getting tomatoes, but I guess that's just being greedy and Mother Nature had other ideas. This one met an interesting fate. I don't know if you can even see that plant. It's mashed down into the ground. And the reason for that is that is a hoof print. A deer walked right through here. That looks good. And we'll see how this tomato plant did. Oh, wow. Beautiful. Row covers work. I just didn't have enough pins to put row covers over those other tomatoes over there. But I knew when I put them out there that I was taking a chance at losing them. And I did it anyway. Probably that same deer that went through and smashed the tomatoes has been back browsing on the leaves. I don't know if that branch will grow back out or not, but the rest of the plant is bushing out pretty well. Yesterday I got a little bit excited because I saw this bloom. It's not a raspberry, it's a weed. And I still haven't gotten this fixed because my pins haven't arrived yet. But I know they're on their way and I'm not going to stress about a delay what with everything going on in the world right now, it's a minor issue. I want to check on the pawpaw tree. Giant crawdad hole right next to it. I really hope it's not too wet down here for this thing. But I still don't see any signs of life, and it looks like something has been nibbling on the bark. This deer may become a problem. I'm not sure what to do about that, but I can always do some research. And one last thing I want to show you before I wrap this up for this week is the heartnut tree. Look at all those beautiful leaves. I'm so excited to see this guy. I expect it's going to grow quite a bit this year. I have no idea how long it'll take to actually produce nuts, but it's a pretty tree anyway. Alrighty, that's what happened around my quirky quarter acre this week, and it's been too cold to get outside and play in the dirt, and quite frankly I've had my cranky pants on because of it. That hole last week was just a big tease with the warm and the sun and the nice rain and the planting and everything else. And now here I am with my fingers so cold that I can't feel them anymore. But this can't last forever, and next week is looking good. I really hope we are past the frost date, and in about a week here I will be out there planting the rest of everything. So that's something to look forward to. And today I'm just gonna, I think, hang out in the house and do some crafty things. I've got a quilt I'm working on, and I always have something that's either not finished or is waiting to be started. So I don't lack for things to do, it's just that I would rather be out here playing in the dirt, but oh well. Spring is still coming. The world will be better. And I wish you all good health, safety, and blessings.